Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song, day 809. Thank you, Carolyn. And thank you, Dennis, for that beautiful introduction into the Zoom space with us. Um, I'm Jaden. I'm hosting today, and we're really lucky to have Dennis with us sharing a song. And so, I'll just get started with the hellos. um, Hi, Joe. Thank you for being here and doing this all the time. Good to see you. Hello,
She,
Jane.
she's been around, but what?
Hello, Lynn and friends. Good to see you. Good to have you here today. Hi, Carolyn. Good to see you. Hello, Arlene in Berkeley and Hoda in BC. Good to see you. Hi, Deli. Hi, Susan G. Hello, Annette and Jenny in Suffolk and Aloysius. Good to see you. Hey, Curly Tops. Hi, Kathy and Sheila in Florida. That's a cool background. And hello, Doug. Good to see you. Stephen Michelle in Silver Spring, I think. Me too. Hi, Suzanne and Kathleen in Albuquerque. Good to see you, Kate and Storm and Jamie and Victoria and Kathy. Good to see you, Jane. Hello, Bonnie and Sarah in Texas. Hi, Becky and Luda. Hi, Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Hey. Hi, Mabel in Massachusetts. Nancy with the Irish cow. Hey, Suzanne in Seattle. Hi, Jim coming in from New York, and Ruth in Birmingham. Hello, Christiana in Berlin, and Fred also in Silver Spring. Hi, Ralph in Victoria, and Gary. Lost my spot. Oh, good to see you, Jane, Loriana, and Kachina, and Bob in New York, Gloria, and John, and Karen. I see Karen is here now too. I think that's everybody. Just a little bit of bopping around. Oh, and it's somebody's birthday today, according to the Curly Tops. Happy birthday, Liana. So, yay. um, so I'll just hand it right over to Dennis, who is stepping in at the last moment because Fran, who is supposed to be our song leader today, isn't really feeling well. So, yes, hooray for Fran being negative, as we're seeing in the chat. So, without further ado, Dennis, welcome. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Jaden. I'm doing fine. I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy to hear that Fran is not down with COVID, but hopefully just something, a little bug that will pass in a few days. That would be great. And yeah, so it's always a pleasure to be on the Daily Antidote of Song. And so thank you to all of you who keep it rolling, Jaden and Jojo and everybody else behind the scenes. It's a great thing that you do. It's a great thing. I've been talking about this for a couple of years now and getting people to tune into it and just start get their day started off. Well, at least started off. If you're on the West Coast, if you're on the East Coast, it's not quite starting it off. It's kind of halfway through, but nonetheless, we're all together at one point. So I have a song for you this morning, which I've been singing for years. It's a great song. It's a song by a songwriter named Bill Staines. And Bill Staines is well known in the folk community and all over. He's written a whole bunch of really good songs. Songs like Roseville Fair, River. Maybe his best known song is All God's Critters Got a Place in the Choir. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, paws, or anything they got. Listen to the top where the little birds sing, etc., 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 etc. I know that song. I've been singing it for many years. It's a great song. I arranged it for my choir, actually. But the song I'm going to sing of Bill Staines is a little different. Bill normally talked about sang about the prairies and the mountains and the rivers. And this is a song he wrote about the ocean and about sailing. and it's called Crossing the Water. And it's always been one of my favorite songs, and I can talk about why a little bit later. Um, it's got a great chorus, and it's just one of those sea songs that's usually sung unaccompanied with no accompaniment, and I'll teach it to you. By the way, just before we go any further, I will say that Bill unfortunately died last year, but he left this amazing body of songs behind him that he's been covered by many, 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 many people on album projects and in concerts, and it's a blessing to have his songs live on, even though he himself isn't living on in a mortal way. We've got his work to remember him by and to sing. Great songwriter. I met him once. He came to Victoria, where I live, for a concert, and we had a nice chat. I had actually arranged one of his songs for my choir to sing, so I gave him the arrangement of it, and he was quite pleased about that. So here's Crossing the Water. And I'll sing the whole chorus for you, then we can learn it. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. And just a little bit about how the thing is structured. Line 1 is the same as line 3 musically, and line 2 is the same as line 4 musically, or almost anyway. So line 1, call and response. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night, shining through the darkness of the longest night. How's that? Let's sing the whole thing all together. I wish I could hear all your voices, everybody. Your voices, everybody. Anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. What I always tell my choir people is think about what you're singing. You're not just singing random syllables. You're singing things that mean something. Otherwise, why are you singing at all? We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. I love this next line. Every soul is a vessel. Think about that. Every soul is a vessel. Every dream is a light. Every dream is a light. A light shining through the darkness of the longest night. I love that. Okay, let's sing the whole song now. We'll start with the chorus. I'll sing the verses. If you want to sing along the verses with me, if you kind of know them, they're pretty intuitive. Or you can just join in on the chorus. It comes after every verse. But we're going to start with the chorus. Here we go. 1, 2. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. And there is no shallow water, and naught but love to keep us safely from the dangers and the perils of the deep. But with every breath within us, We search for evermore to find a peaceful harbor on some far off shore. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. To some it is a glory, to some it is a game, to some it is a story filled with emptiness and pain. And with the rising waves before us, we search for steady ground. There is only that before us, there will be no turning round. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. And there is no other journey that will ever be the same, no second chance horizon that will call you by your name. So when the welling waves wash o'er you and the stormy winds they rise, give your heart a song, sing it loud and long, keep your dreams alive. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. Ah, such a great anthem for living. Wow.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Dennis. Oh my gosh. There's so much like beautiful imagery in there, and it is like I was really glad that you said that bit about think about like what you're singing because I think it does help bring the song to life a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you mind telling us more about the song and what brought you to it, what you love so much about it?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. There's a thread running through culture, our culture, Western European, North American culture, which it pops up in literature, it pops up in songs, poetry, and the image is of our life being sailing on the ocean. I think about books like Moby Dick, for instance, which did an allegorical uh, talking about sailing on the ocean, and there's lots and lots of poems about that. We talk about stormy seas. We talk about bad weather and the lights in the darkness, and sailing off into the sunset. It's just a trope that that goes through our culture. It might be universal, I don't know, but at least it's in our culture that we share on this continent and in Western Europe. And it's something I've always been attracted to. My father lived his whole life on the water. He was a sailor. He learned to sail, and then he was in the Navy, and then he finished his life as a captain of the BC ferries here in British Columbia. And I actually wrote a song about him. Well, it's really a song about me, and it's called "Son of a Sailor," and it's all about our journeys together. Even though our voyages were a little bit different, we were both mean a lot to us. The ocean means a lot to us. I'm always at home when I'm walking on a beach and looking at the ocean, and if I'm on a holiday, I like to be near the ocean, and I always feel comfortable about that. And I'm always attracted to songs that have that kind of imagery woven through them. I love singing sea shanties, for instance, the old work songs that are that were in the 18th and 19th century, in the square riggers that plied the Atlantic Ocean and sometimes the Pacific as well, where the hands would ply the ropes for doing the shipboard duties to the accompaniment of singing, because that would they was all said that was said that uh, the shantyman had the effect of 10 men on the rope because he could coordinate the effort. There's a lovely little shanty. I'll just sing a little bit of it for you. And oh, were you ever on the Congo River? Blow, boys, blow. Oh, were you ever on the Congo River? Blow me, bully boys, blow. The Congo, she's a mighty river. Blow, boys, blow. The fever there makes a white man shiver. Blow me, bully boys, blow. Well, a Yankee ship came down the river. Blow, boys, blow. Her yards and masts they shone like silver. Blow me, bully boys, blow. You can hear the rhythm in that. And blow me, bully boys, blow. Blow me, to really coordinate the effort. So I love singing that. I love being in a party where people are singing that kind of songs. There's so many songs from the maritime tradition that have great choruses, not just not just shanties, but songs like the one we just sung, "Crossing the Water." So that's basically one of the reasons that I gravitate to those songs. Is they just have uh, this resonance about them. I just remembering a line from an old Star Trek movie with Captain Kirk, and they're encountering an alien, and the alien is saying to them, is trying to understand what human beings were, and he said, "You are ugly bags of mostly water." Ugly bags of mostly water. So I guess all I'm really saying there is our bodies are, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's in the 70 or 80% water. So maybe that's the reason that we're attracted to songs about the ocean, is because most of us are made up of water in one way or another.
Oh, I just love that. That's so funny. And yeah, I mean we are so much water, and I think there's something about like the ocean that has always been so mysterious to human beings. And so I don't know, like maybe that's some way that we try to make sense of all of this and write songs about it. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe we're here on this earth to try and make sense of it, Jaden. Is why are we here at all? If we can maybe make sense of it, and sometimes linking that quest to something tangible will help us to understand a little bit more. And again, that's the you can find, if I'd had a little bit more time this morning, I would have got some poems together for you that illustrate that kind of thinking about our connection with water and the ocean, and
Mhm.
sailing on the ocean to another port of call and kind of thing. And then when people die, we say they've gone to their final harbor. Those kinds of images are there in our culture all the way through. And so I think it's a powerful metaphor. And yeah, so I'm going to continue singing songs about the ocean.
I hope you do. Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Um, is there anything else that you wanted to share about Bill Staines, who wrote the song? I don't know.
Sorry, about what? About
Oh, about Bill Staines, who wrote the song.
just that he wrote this great, lots and lots of other songs. Um, the one I was singing earlier, some of us I saw were singing along. We could just sing the chorus of that just for fun. All God's critters got a place in the choir. All God, we're at the Bell key. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, paws, or anything they got. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, paws, or anything they got. We could sing the whole song if we have time. I could bring it up.
Um,
But we don't
yeah,
have to. It's up
sure.
to you. Hmm?
Go for it. Yeah, we definitely have time.
We definitely have time. Okay, let me just get the words. Hang on. I'll just find the words. Because I haven't sung it for a while. Oh, God's critters. Here we go. Okay, this isn't about the ocean, but it's about Bill Staines. He wrote this wonderful song, and his songs often have kind of life messages in them too. So let's go with this one. Here we go. Let's start with the chorus. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, paws, or anything they got. Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do. Old cow just goes moo. Dogs and the cats, they pick up the middle while the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles and the donkey brays and the pony neighs and the old coyote howled. Ooh, all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got. Listen to the top where the little birds sing on the melody with the high notes ringing and the hoot owl hollers over everything and the jaybird disagrees. Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day, the little duck quacks and he's on his way. The possum ain't got much to say and the porcupine talks to himself. Here we go. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got. And here's the life lesson. It's a simple song, a living song everywhere by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the grumpy alligator and the hawk above, sly raccoon and the turtle dove. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing choir. Come sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, paws, or anything they got. Hands, paws, or anything they got. Hands, paws, or anything they got.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Isn't that a great song?
It is, it is. Oh, thanks for giving that extra bonus song today.
No extra charge.
Love it. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's a very sweet message and yeah,
Yeah.
it's really jaunty and delightful.
A lot of Bill Staines songs have that. They're not just songs that are kind of spurious. They have something about living built into them, and that's one thing I love about his songs. I could sing the. Do we have time for doing the chorus of the Crossing the Water again?
Yeah, actually, I think we have time for the whole thing. So
Oh,
we
the
can
whole thing. All
yeah,
right.
go right into that.
We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. And there is no shallow water, and naught but love to keep us safely from the dangers and the perils of the deep. But with every breath within us, we search for evermore to find a peaceful harbor on some far off shore. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. To some it is a glory, to some it is a game, to some it is a story filled with emptiness and pain. And with the rising waves before us, we search for steady ground. There is only that before us, there can be no turning round. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. And my favorite verse, and there is no other journey that will ever be the same, no second chance horizon that will call you by your name. So when the welling waves wash o'er you and the stormy winds they rise, give your heart a song, sing it loud and long, keep your dreams alive. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night. Every soul is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the longest night.
Wonderful. Thank you again so much. That really is a great song. And as you said, anthem for living life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm,
I agree.
yeah. I realized that I forgot to mention the Ubuntu Choirs Network. I don't know if you'd like to just say anything about that, and I'll put a link in the chat for everybody.
Right. The Ubuntu Choirs Network is a network of song leaders all over North America who have gone through the Community Choir Leadership Training course, which I co-direct for 2 weeks every year here in Victoria, BC, Canada. So we're getting we're getting the world singing. We're helping to get the world singing, one song at a time. So that's what we're about. You can check it out on the link that Jaden's gonna put into the chat.
Yes, it's in there, and I think that's what we're about too at the Daily Antidote of Song,
That's
getting
true.
everybody
You
singing.
really are.
Love that. um, is there anything else you'd like to leave us with today, Dennis?
I don't think so. Just little blessing, an Irish blessing. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words and songs of love around you. An invisible cloak, an invisible cloak to mind your life. The words of John O'Donohue.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That is a really wonderful blessing to have those words with us for the rest of the day. Thank you so much. Um, all right, with that, I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. And yeah, bye to Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in, Facebook family.